come on in, have a seat, shut the door. Welcome to another edition of the Brooklyn Baby Podcast with me, your host, Charlene Sabb. Hopefully everyone had a blessed, wonderful, and productive week. And I'm just enjoying this nice fall weather. The time has gone back. So with that being said, I'm just a fan of fall, winter, love the season, the cool weather, the long nights and short days, the fall foliage, the holidays that come with it. It's so festive and fun. And it's always been that way with my family and the way I was raised and just my outlook. Love fall, love winter. Anyway, today's episode of the Brooklyn Baby Podcast is titled Protecting Your Peace. Protecting your peace. The devil's busy, y'all. The devil could be family. It could be a supposed friend or so-called friend. It could be a co-worker, colleague. It could your ops, your enemy. The devil can be someone you trusted. It's amazing. So at the very, very minimum, protect your peace. As soon as you feel a sign or get a kind of inkling of mess, adjust and plan accordingly. I don't know what it is with people. It just seems like people are not looking out for people. And I mean, the world always had problems. The world always had shady people. But is it just me? But it seems like when I compare notes with other people, it's not just me. I know y'all feel what I'm saying. It's just like people just, it's like when my parents were coming up and when they were working, you know, they would share nice stories about how people in the office or the hospital where my dad worked or the office where my mother worked, they looked out and not saying there weren't snakes in the workplace when they were coming up, but for the most part, it was just like a good camaraderie, a good vibe, for the most part, where people can work at jobs like my parents for 35 years and retire and just have like with ease and fluidity. It just seems these days, can people really make it to 35 years at one job that's not their own, working for someone else? I don't know, because it seems like people are just crabs in the barrel at workplaces. And even in jobs where being a crab in the barrel does them no good, nothing. Like, what good comes to you trying to set people up at a job where there's no promotion involved? You're just being a snake just to be a snake. So my point is, at workplaces, as soon as you feel the energy might be off, just act accordingly. And people who work with me know, every school where I taught, I just keep my mouth shut, do my work, go home, and if certain friendships develop, even when I worked in advertising too in New York City, if certain friendships developed, so be it. You know what I mean? But, you know, I didn't go to a job looking for friends, and then I didn't take to people as really like, oh, well, I was never that person. Oh, come with me to lunch. Come. No, I roll solo. Always do things on my own. But if friendships came out of those situations, well, great, because people I've met at certain jobs I've been friends with for decades. But yeah, just protect your peace, even at home, with your family members, your children, grandchildren, relatives overall. Don't let relatives take advantage of you, whether it's a father, mother, child, grandchild, cousin, sibling, because that can happen too. Sometimes, some people have toxic parents. Some parents are, unfortunately, their child's op and don't seem to really have their child's best interests in a lot of ways, or might be jealous of their own child, setting booby traps for their own child. I know that sounds crazy, right? Trying to be kind of like a competitor against their own child. What is with that? I just don't understand how someone who you call your child, why would you try to not want to see them win, but you're setting up roadblocks or just being problematic with your own offspring? So I say this to children and whether you're an adult child to someone, or whether you are younger. If you're a teenager listening to this, sometimes, parents are not always right. And I know even when you're young and when you're older and you're someone's offspring, parents sometimes misstep and make mistakes. But at the same time, you know, adult children, you can separate and find your peace even against parents. Friendships, there's some friendships that might go left. People you might have been rolling with and locked in for years. But then sometimes people change, or sometimes people can change. A person who might have been, or you thought was very cool or not jealous and in your corner for whatever reason, maybe their life took a divergent path. Maybe they had hard times. And then the friend who used to rock with you may look at your success or whatever you got going on positively in your life, and that friend turns into a foe. And if you notice the shift in the dynamic of that friendship, protect your peace. Even if it means separating from that person, ending that friendship with that person. There's some people I got to take in doses. Sometimes some friends, you just got to take them in doses. You can't see them all the time, or you don't want to. You don't want to spend too much time, but you do enough just to keep the friendship going. But then if you feel that it's someone that you need to cut off, then you've got to act accordingly if it means to protect your peace, if that's a toxic friend. Even with cousins, there are cousins who don't have your best interest, who might be negative towards you, violent towards you, speaking poorly about you. And they may need to be cut off out of your life to protect your peace. So the bottom line is, whether it's a family member, a work coworker, whether it's a friend, protect peace, protect your peace. You don't have to be subjecting yourself to someone who does not make you feel at peace. That's the beauty of life. We can navigate who we want to have in and out of our lives. We don't have to be stuck in situations with people who disrupt our joy and our inner harmony. Even jobs. If you feel that you're in a job situation with coworkers or a boss or something, some kind of dynamic that's not conducive to your peace, it's time to make some adjustments and leave that situation. And in the meantime, while you are in a situation, maybe a job where, okay, people do have bills to pay and maybe something's not coming up for them to make that transition to another job where they can feel more at peace, just try to find ways to pray, have your Bible. I know wherever I go, I have a Bible in my car, a Bible in my purse. And if I'm feeling some kind of situation, I say a prayer in my head. You do whatever you need to protect your peace against the devil or against negative people. I know at the schools, wherever school I'm working, if it's my planning period and my kids are at electives and I'm not teaching and I don't have a meeting, I'll slip in a prayer. I'll close my door. I'll play music that soothes my soul. Whether it's because I have Sirius XM, I play it in my car. I might take a drive to get something to eat, get some coffee, get some fresh air, and I have to stream it on my laptop at my job as well. And I'll just come back and close my door or just chill out, pray, maybe make a phone call to a family member to comfort me, and then I'm ready to recharge, reboot, and I'm ready to face my kids for the remainder of the school day. Even when I was not working as a teacher, I was always one who typically liked to go out to lunch by myself. Eat by myself, have that moment of peace and separation to get my mentals together. And that's perfectly okay. It's perfectly normal, perfectly healthy. People just make sure, whether it's a job, whether it's family, whether it's it could be parents, it could be your own children, your own grandchildren, whatever the case may be. You know, no one has to feel or shouldn't feel they have to be stuck to someone's bad treatment, bad energy. No one, no one. And the older I get, I realize even protecting your peace might be taking a walk after work, exercising at the gym. I know I feel a lot of comfort when I take my daily walks, and sometimes I'll do a jog, but especially when I'm just walking and at a slow pace, not the fast pace of a jog per se, but I guess maybe the endorphins gets me amped up, being released in my body from the walking, taking breathing fresh air, looking at nature, especially, let me tell y'all something. To me, there's nothing like getting up early in the morning before everyone's out and about, like around at sunrise, and just getting up at sunrise, around sunrise, and that nice fresh air is still the stillness of the world. People are not up and about. That feeling is so priceless, and there's no one in sight. Just walking. I'm walking in the neighborhood. It's just so peaceful. And even if it's not this, but even if it's not, at the sunrise, but just taking a walk, whether it's in the park, in the neighborhood, just peaceful. I can clear my head. A lot of times, I might maybe make a phone call to someone to talk, or listen to a favorite vlogger, or maybe there's something I'm planning for my day, and I kind of like am able to process, okay, this day, this is what I want to do, and I might set my itinerary or agenda for the day, especially if it's a time I'm off of work, so that early morning walk is so priceless. It helps me get my mind right. That protects my peace. That I might even, if something's of concern to me, I use that walk to kind of think about the situation, come up with a solution for the situation if I can. So protecting my peace means for me also not only just separating or closing my door to listen to music or whatever I need to do to calm my soul, but it might just be exercising, taking a walk, having my morning coffee. That's my tradition, and I feel so at peace. Listening to music, whatever music you like, because I like any type of music, but particularly R&B, hip hop, pop, jazz. I like a little bit of country, some rock and roll, but particularly R&B, hip hop, jazz, and pop. Yep, I like to listen to music. Sometimes stream it on my computer if I'm not in my car, and if I am in my car, I listen to the Sirius XM. Changing stations. That gives me my peace. It really does. It really does. And sometimes just taking myself out to eat. Even though I have a whole bunch of family and friends, there's something about just feeling. Listen, if you could sit and have dinner with yourself, you can rule the world. There have been times where I just, I have plenty of people I can go with, but sometimes I just want to find a nice little table off to the side, just me and my cell phone, order from a nice meal from a menu, get a nice drink, a nice cocktail, and just chill. I used to do that all the time. I first started doing that, I would say I was in my my mid-30s. Yeah, it was like in my mid-30s. I used to go and just take myself out to eat, and it was just so peaceful. And then another thing that's peaceful, like if you want to go out with family and friends, a nice place, and just, if there's something that's of concern to you, you can unpack the situation and the problem, get their feedback. That's nice. I'm also a type of person, what else makes me peaceful? I like duality. I used to like, when I was in college, having I could go to my parents' house in New York City on breaks, but yet I can come home to or go back to my apartment in Charlottesville, Virginia when I was a student at UVA. I liked having that duality. Just like, one of my dreams is not only just have a residence here in North Carolina, but find some place to rent or purchase back in New York City, because I've been going back home frequently now. I like but even if until that day happens, if that day happens, I still like what peaceful with me is jetting out to back home to New York frequently. That's so, just getting on that jet, just flying, just walking around the city that I call home. So taking trips helps me to protect my peace. Separating myself from mess helps me protect my peace. Doing things that I love to do, like writing. Sometimes protecting my peace might just be going through and contacting people that I haven't spoken to in a while, or reaching out to them through text. Protecting my peace. Listen, an old black and white movie, like I love Turner Classic Movie, AMC American Movie Channel. I found this nice network called, what is it called? Great American Network. It's called Great American Family Network. Yes, and it shows like Perry Mason. It shows Murder, She Wrote, with Angela Lansbury. Like that's why I like those old black and white films. Those films where sex wasn't prominent. It was just good writing, good acting, without so much excessive violence or death. Even though Murder, She Wrote, someone gets popped, but the way it's done with Angela Lansbury, it's so light. It's so relaxing. I know it's, even though someone gets murdered, and usually in Perry Mason, someone gets murdered in that too, but the way they did it, it wasn't over the top. It wasn't gratuitous. It wasn't offensive. It wasn't, heavy with sex and gore, but it was just classy. People enunciated, people articulated, great writers, great acting. But my point is, find maybe a genre of television show, movie that you like, and just binge watch it. Just watch it to just calm your soul. Do what you need to do, but whatever it is, keep it fun, keep it clean, keep it classy. Don't get yourself in jail, but protect your peace, because you know what? You're the only you have. People will wear you out. People will go as far with you as you allow them to go, anything in life. But if you feel someone's going over the line, whether it's disrespect or asking too much of you, and it's okay to tell people no. It's okay to tell people no. And one thing I tell people about myself, Charlene Yvette Sapp is not going to do anything she don't want to do. Maybe when I was younger and foolish, but now shoot, at this age and this place I am in my life, that I've been rolling like this for over a decade. I don't do nothing I don't want to do. I don't. I'm okay with telling people no. Think about it. That's the worst feeling, like you are saying yes to something or someone, whatever the case may be, and knowing full well you don't want to. That's a sucky situation to be in. That's not protecting your peace. It's okay to tell people no. You don't have to do anything, go anywhere with anyone that you don't want to. Just say no. Just say no. It's okay. And find yourself doing things that you like to do. Do things that you like to do that make you happy, that clear your mind. Because like I said earlier, the devil's busy. I feel like as a world, as a society, we're in spiritual warfare. We are. And so many people are coming at you or coming at other people with venom and not good hearts. But I'm not saying all the world is bad. There are great people. Of course, I feel there are more good people than bad people in the world. Because if that was the case, the world would be a muck even more. There are more good people than bad. But what I am trying to say is there's so much, I feel spiritual warfare where you have some people who are just not happy with themselves and they're attacking goodness and good people. So we just gotta, this is just my thing. I try to stay prayed up, try to stay positive, I try to, let it roll off me when someone's not kind towards me. And just try to be positive, because I really believe what you think you attract. There is power in the mind. So I try to make my mind be a magnet to attract goodness, and try to ignore and stay in my bubble and ignore adversity and negativity. Well, that's all for now. Hope you enjoy. If you have the ability to like this podcast edition, look at all my other podcast episodes. I think this is episode 18. So I have 17 others in addition to this. So hopefully you get something out of it. Download it, share it, tell people about it, help a sister out. Until next time, have a wonderful remainder of your weekend. Stay positive, stay focused, stay blessed. Bye. Thank y'all for listening.